Mom, can I talk to you for a second? What's the matter? I always have this bad feeling when I hear from you. Don't say that. You should be happy to hear from your only son. The problem isn't that I don't feel happy about it. So, what do you want? I'm sorry, but could you send me $500? Money's really tight this month. Ted, you borrowed money last week too. That's enough. You said last time was the last time. I know, but in the city, rent prices and a lot of other things are more expensive, and it just isn't enough. Why don't you come back? You don't even know if your current job is gonna last anyway. Don't say that. I'll never leave my current company. You've changed job just this last year. It'll be fine this time. And I don't want to go back to the countryside where there's nothing. Amy says she can't live in the countryside. You've been married for 3 years. Why don't you ask Amy to get a part-time job before asking me for money? It'd make your life a little easier. I told Amy that she didn't have to work when we got married. But if she doesn't work, you won't have enough money, right? Don't expect your parents to give you money forever. I have my own retirement fund too. I can't waste money. It's not a waste, is it? Your son's in trouble. So you're saying you'll take care of me in the future? Well, Amy doesn't want to live with you. It's a little difficult. Then you should work hard yourselves. You are the only one I can ask. It would be different if Dad were still alive. Even if he were alive, he'd say the same thing. Don't act spoiled. But I thought the inheritance from Dad was still there. Your father died when you were in elementary school. It's already gone to your tuition. And you even had to repeat a year in college. You always make me spend extra money. Stop lecturing me about the past. I am an adult who has graduated from college and is already married. And don't ask me for help. I can't take care of my nearly 30-year-old son. If you didn't want to give Amy a hard time, you would work hard yourself. Please don't say that. Mom, this is the last time. Do you know how many times I've heard you say that? How can you just ask for money? I'm busy. Anyway, I won't give you any more money. There are still things you can do. Why would I give any money to someone who doesn't make an effort? I see. That's fine then. Mom, you're really unreliable. Hey, Ted. I got a call from Amy. What's going on? What? What did she say? She said to please stop picking on her. Oh, you mean about the part-time job? Why is it supposed that I am picking on your wife? Because you said so, Mom. We don't have money because she doesn't work a part-time job. That's misleading. I was really surprised when she said I was picking on her all of a sudden. But it depends on if she feels like she's being picked on. I said, before asking me to support you with money, you have things to do. A couple should work hard together to make a living. If the salary that you make is not enough, then why don't you ask Amy to get a job? Maybe you said it as a suggestion. Amy might think we're poor because she doesn't work. I think the way you told her was wrong. Anyway, tell her that I didn't mean to blame her. Okay? I tried to explain it to her, but she didn't seem to understand. Then send money. Maybe then she'll make up her mind about it. That's a different story. Didn't she ask you to do that? She asked you to come up with a little more money. Well, yeah. People said I spoiled you too much, and all kinds of other things. So it's your fault. It's not funny. How can you blame me? And for the record, she is the one who decided to marry a boorish boy like you. Of course, I feel sorry for her as a mother, but I can't do what I can't do either. Her parents don't want anything to do with us anymore. Did you ask them for money too? How can you be so pathetic? Well, she was the one who asked. It's the same thing. You're so pathetic. For God's sake, make a decent living. If you can't make a living, why don't you ask my uncle to live with him for farming? The rent is cheap there, and you don't even have to worry about food. I told you, I don't want to go back to the countryside. Oh, but I might go home for the first time in a while. We have the holidays coming up. Well, you should come home and visit your father's grave. You haven't been there for 3 years now. And I'd like to know about your living expenses. What? That's not the point. I won't force you to do this. But if you really need help, let me know. I might be able to give you some advice. All right. Well, I'll talk to her about it. Then let me know if you decide to come. I'll make many of you two's favorite dishes. Ted, what are you doing? You already found out? What do you mean I already found out? You used my credit card without my permission. I'm sorry. I just needed a little something. That's a lot more than a little something. I've seen your statements. Various high-brand items for hotel bills for a trip. Do you know how much the total was? A friend of us invited us on a trip, but we don't have any money. What the hell are you talking about? Using your parents' credit cards just because you don't have any money? I have the card here. You must have taken a picture of the number and security code the other day, didn't you? Sorry, but we were in real financial trouble. You wouldn't lend us any money, so we had no choice. You wanted the money in the house from the start, didn't you? After you left, there was almost $1,000 in cash missing too. Oh, you noticed? Of course I did. Well, you didn't say anything. I just pretended I didn't see it, thinking you were in so much trouble that you stole from your own parent. Besides, I'd really decided it was the last time. I used my credit card info to go on spending. I won't forgive you. I'm sorry, Mom. I'll pay you back someday for what I spent. So don't be so mad at me. Give it back to me now, not someday. I can't. You know I can't, right? If you're working, you can borrow money, right? So, you can pay me back right now. Do you know how much money you spent on the credit cards? About $3,000. 2 months, $6,000. Really? I'm the one who's surprised. It's definitely Amy. She bought a lot of things she wanted. So, what are you gonna do about it? I'm asking you if you'll pay or not. I can't. Well, then I'll never see you again. I guess this is the last time we'll ever have a mother-son relationship. Huh? You're cutting me off? Yes, I am. Since I'm cutting you off, I'll give you the money you spent as a servant's package. I'm sorry I used your credit card without your permission, but you don't have to be so mad. We were in financial trouble. You can afford it, so... I'm mad because I can't afford it. But you can make a decent living, right? If you two stop wasting my money, I think I can make a decent living. You ordered food delivery right away. If there's something you want, you don't hold back and buy it. Because of that kind of spending, the family budget was plummeting. You call it spending. I work hard. I want to buy what I want. If all I do is hold back, I'll never know what I'm living for, will I?
So, please do it within the limits of what you can afford. Are you sure you want to cut me off, Mom? Dad passed away, and you only have a few relatives. I'm the only one who you can call close family, right? I'm your only son. Even if you are my only son, I would rather be alone than have my retirement savings taken away from me. Besides, what's the point of having you around? When I was in the hospital before, you didn't even come to see me. A boy who was an immigrant at the time, who had recently moved into the neighborhood, he was much more helpful to me. Even if he was, he's a stranger. I'm just saying that a son who wants money is worse than a stranger. Oh yeah? Then you'll live alone, and you'll be lonely. Yes, I'll live alone. So, just don't bother anymore. That's my last wish as a parent. A mother isn't a mother if she doesn't help her child. Even if you get in trouble in the future, I'll never help you. Go screw yourself so I can keep a little bit of your money, you old woman. I will never be involved again. Hey, what the hell is going on? Where are you? Yes? Mom, there are strangers at your house. Huh? Like I said, I just went back to your house, and there's an unknown man and woman living there, and they said my mom isn't there. What? What's going on? So, a stranger lived in my parents' house, which means you moved out, right? Strangers? They're my son and his wife. What are you talking about? I'm your son, and I have a wife, aren't we? No. He's the only son I have. Stop joking around like that. I'm the only son of yours, right? Ted, you're not my son anymore. Have you forgotten that I cut you off years ago? I haven't forgotten, but that was a long time ago. I'm a grown man and I've reflected on myself too. I'm glad to hear that. I'm relieved. I'll see you later. Mom, wait. Who is that couple? Those people moved in a few years ago. I told you before that someone was kind to me when I was in the hospital, right? That's him. He got married. So how come they live there? Because I gave it to them. What? A house? Yeah. It's hard to live in the countryside since I'm getting older. Why haven't you said a word to me? What are you thinking? I thought I was getting the house. You said you'd never come home. Yes, but... You were thinking of selling the house? But it's only worth a few thousand. A few thousand is a lot of money. So, you were looking after the house for the money. No, it's not like that, but I came home because I was worried about you. Then don't worry. I live in an apartment for the elderly. I've been living just fine. Where do you live? I won't tell you. I wouldn't want you to come asking for money again. I won't do that anymore. So tell me, Mom. I've only just begun to appreciate you over the past few years. I want to apologize. I miss you, Mom. How's life with Amy going? Why? Well, it's going well, but... What about your debt? What? You have debts, don't you? No, I don't. What are you talking about? That's funny. I got a call a few months ago that you have debt. You borrow money from a sketchy place, don't you? I kept telling them that you weren't my son. If they were going to keep calling, I was going to call the police. After I told them that, they never called me again. Can't pay back that kind of money in a few months, can you? So, what about the debt? I haven't paid it. I knew it. That's why you came crying to me. I'm sorry, Mom. But I tried to do my best. So you guys haven't changed a bit. Don't talk like that. I've been trying to save money lately. Lately? You've had plenty of chances to rebuild over the past few years. I've heard from her parents. They said you stole money from their house while they were away. For me, it's credit card charges. For your in-laws, it's theft. What you're doing is a crime. This is really the last time. I won't bother you again. I'll even take care of you in your old age. Amy says if you'll help us, she'll cooperate. It's too late for that. While you guys are still spending money and making debts, I was preparing myself to live on my own. If anything goes wrong, Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton, who I gave the house to, will be able to help me. They do a lot of things for me. They're much more reliable than you are, so I'm sure I'll be fine. Don't say that. This time it's really bad. I don't know what's gonna happen to me if I don't do something. I borrow money from a really serious place. Even so, you chose to do it. There's nothing I can do about it. Help me, Mom. Don't leave me. I thought I loved you unconditionally because you're my son. But it was you who abandoned your parents' love. I'll do whatever you say, and I'll never get into debt again. I work diligently, so I'm not going to be told by someone who never listened to a word I said before. You've never worked seriously. I'll definitely change this time. I really don't have anything to ask. Amy's parents said they'd call the police just for going near their house. You guys should be thanking me and her parents, right? I should have called the police. You should be thankful I didn't do that. Really, it was my last bit of mercy. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Mother, please forgive me. Forgive you or not, I'm not your mother anymore. I'll never tell you where I live, and I'll block you. I will never see you in any way, no matter how much trouble you're in. I will never get involved with you again.
My son and his wife contacted me several times. I blocked the calls so that they really can't get in touch with me. The only reason I haven't done this before is because that I was hoping and wishing for just a little bit more. Maybe it was because I was wanting to hear about my son who had changed. So when the debt collector contacted me, I was sad to hear that nothing had changed. My son and his wife, who hadn't changed at all, were really helpless. But I'm glad I was able to make a solid decision like that. Even though I'm an adult, I didn't save my own child. Perhaps some might accuse me of that. I don't think I need to take care of my own child, who is fully grown and an adult, as if they were a baby. And the love I have for my son? If this incident didn't happen, I'm sure he'd still be here now. I haven't heard from my son and his wife since then, so they must be dealing with it somehow. Whatever they did, I believe they deserve what they got. After that, my son and his wife stopped asking me for money for a couple years. I was working from home and other jobs to make up for the lost asset. Also, I have been in touch with Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton. I don't feel lonely. I've made some new friends since moving into this apartment. I don't know how much time I have left, but I will enjoy the rest of my life with a lot of happiness.
James, help me! Amanda, what's wrong? I can't do this. I can't live with him anymore. Are you talking about Jordan? What did he do to you? He kicked me out. You gotta be kidding. It's snowing outside. It's cold. I'm wearing sandals with no socks on. I don't even have a jacket. I can't feel my foot anymore. Find a place to get in. Maybe a restaurant or a gas station. I'll come pick you up right away. I don't even have my wallet. I'll pay when I get there. There's nothing around. I don't even know where I am. Is there anything you recognize? I don't know. I just keep walking and walking. Don't get in anyone's car. It's dangerous. I'm on my way to pick you up. I was trying to get to your house. I guess I got lost. How far do you think it is to my place? It's over 60 kilometers. Walking here is too reckless. I didn't even have a strength to think anymore. All I could do was walk. Why you didn't call me right away? He threw my phone from the balcony. When I found it in the snow, it didn't turn on. I tried it again and it came back on a few minutes ago. I think he knows where I am though. He's monitoring me by GPS. GPS? Why will he do that? He just has to keep my eyes on me. I'll hear about it later. Do you know which road you're walking? I don't know. I wasn't allowed to go to your house. I don't really remember how to get to your house. I don't see much cars though. Or you can send me a location on WhatsApp, right? Oh, you're right. Send it now. Okay. I know it's cold, but hang in there. I'll be there soon. I'm sorry, it's so late at night. What are you talking about? We only have each other in family. James, I'm sorry that I lied to you. I wasn't happy. Don't worry about it. I'll be there in a minute, so hang in there. Thank you. I'm James. I'm 33 years old and I work at an office. After she sent me her location, I rushed to her. But when I found her, she was on the ground. Her body was so cold and breathing was shallow. I rushed her to the hospital. My wife was at home worried about my sister, so I gave her a call. I stayed by my sister at night. I could only pray for her to survive. Our parents passed away in a car wreck when I was 20 and Amanda was 14. I dropped out of college and raised her while working full-time. My sister always hid behind me and cried easily. After we lost our parents, she managed to do the housework which she wasn't used to. She supported me by doing her best. On my birthday, she made me a birthday cake. It didn't look good, but it still tasted the best. My relatives laughed at me for crying so hard when she got married. I had no clue their marriage was falling apart this bad. I really wanted to go to Jordan and beat him. But my wife calmed me down and told me to stay at the hospital. In the early morning, Amanda had regained consciousness. I tried to reach the Jordan when my head got colder, and he said something outrageous and drove even more angry by me. Good morning, Jordan. Sorry to bother you before work. You're really insane this early in the morning. You really are brother Amanda. Are you actually safe for going to work in this situation? Amanda is in the hospital after collapsing in the side of the road in the cold weather. I knew she wouldn't get there. I kicked your sister out barefoot. What? I was like, maybe she's lying in the snow by now, trying to get to your place. And I was right. Are you really laughing now? Because this is her being a clown. What are you talking about? I don't know what lie she told you, but it's all her fault. Let's say she was wrong. But that doesn't give you a reason to kick her out like that, with no jacket and socks. Yeah, it does. Nope. Even if she's cheating on me. Even if she did. Scum siblings indeed. My sister would never have an affair. If you're her husband, you should trust her. I'm pissed because I have a proof. Show me. Not for free. I'll show you for $1 million. Are you kidding me? I can claim at least $2 million for the affair. If you think about it, $1 million shouldn't hurt. Don't be ridiculous. It should be fake. I wouldn't do something that stupid. It's a video of her doing it with a guy at our house. How do I fake that? There's no way Amanda would do something like that. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Video. Can't be real. It's fake. It's her. How's it? Watching her being like this. This is impossible. I'm her, you know. For doing something like this on me, she deserves to be treated like I did. Even if that's the case, you've gone too far. You should have talked to her instead of kicking her out. You never got cheated on. My wife will never do that. I don't know. There might be someone in your house right now. Don't talk about my wife like that. You have such a short temper, that's so annoying. Once she gets better, we'll take her in. I can trust you with her. Okay, I don't care. I don't care about that bitch anymore. Tell her I'm going to charge her for this, so be prepared. Same to you. I will never forgive you. Am I supposed to be scared of you, small fry? Don't regret those words. Hey, Are you awake? Good. Kiana and I just came to buy new clothes for you. I'm not good at fashion, so she's picking everything on me though. I'm sorry I'm bothering you too. Don't worry about it. How are you feeling? Just a little headache. I'm fine. I'm sorry for bothering you when you're sick, but there's something I need to make sure of. What is it? Jordan is saying that you're cheating on him and he has a proof. What? He sent me a video. Did you see it? Sorry, only for a few seconds. I see. I didn't want you to see it. But that wasn't me cheating. That's what I thought. There's no way you would do something like that. You believe me? I do believe you. But then, I have to ask you what the video is. It's him. Jordan forced me to do it. What? I was controlled emotionally and physically. What do you mean? Maybe it was a kind of brainwashing. I couldn't think for myself or reject things. I don't know since when though. Why did you put up with it until it's too late? I didn't want you to worry. You were so happy about me getting married. So I couldn't tell you that I wasn't happy. Why? I wanted you to count on me. He took my phone away when I was home. He always checked who I text with. And he ordered me to show how happy I am being with him on social network. What the? I didn't have a right to say no. I even got pregnant 3 times, but he didn't allow me to give a birth. He said that having a baby will make him less of a priority. Oh my god. I really tried to fight him. I really wanted to have a baby, but I couldn't. He raised fear in me through 4 years and it didn't go that way easily. It shouldn't be hard. I'm sorry I couldn't realize. Don't apologize. It's my fault for being so weak. Look, it's not your fault at all. It's all on him. All the bad things that happen in this world. He made me think it was my fault. Every natural disaster, every incident. The next thing I knew, I found myself feeling like that and I was getting more and more trapped. How can a natural disaster be your fault? How can he be that ridiculous? Yes, I don't know, but I was paralyzed. What happened yesterday? He wanted to do it, but I had a high fever, so I rejected him. And? Of course he was furious and hit me, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Then he threw my phone outside and kicked me out. That's when I thought I was finally getting out of there. I just wanted to walk away from that place. That's all I could think about. I didn't feel cold for a while. So that's what happened. I heard him shout it, saying I had that video. I was scared that that video was going to be out into the world, but I had no choice. When you said that video was forced, what did you mean? One day he brought a guy home. What? He took our clothes right away, and Jordan forced me to do it with a guy while he records a video. I actually thought that angle was weird. It wasn't like a hidden camera, it was more like a frontal shot. I said no, I didn't want to do it with a stranger out of the blue. But again, I had no choice. I guess he put me on some sort of drug at dinner before it happened. I couldn't control my body at all. It making me sick. I was conscious and I remember everything. After it was over, I wrapped myself in a blanket and cried all night. But they started a party in the living room. I thought they were crazy. The rat. This is the truth. Do you believe me? I've been telling you for a long time. I'm always on your side. Yeah, I should remember that sooner. I'm disappointed with myself. It should be hard for you to open up about it. Thank you for talking to me. Leave the rest to your brother. You got some rest. Thank you. Kiana is bringing you some clothes. What about you? I've got a place to go. No way. Don't worry. Be careful, James! I don't know what he would do! I'll be fine. Get some sleep. Good night. Thanks for getting rid of my sister! Huh? What are you thanking me? Don't you worry about your sister. I'm saying is that I'm glad I rescued my sister from a piece of trash like you. It makes no sense. You two really are siblings. By the way, Trash, are you home now? Don't call me like that. I heard everything from Amanda. I've never seen or heard of a piece of trash like you. So you believe the bitch's lie? You're so stupid. I know her better than you. She never lies. I know what she will say about the video. It should be like, I forced her to do it, huh? And that's true, isn't it? No, of course not. What husband would willingly film his wife cheating on him? Then how did you get the video? A hidden camera, of course. Are you sure? I put a camera in the closet. So you were home that day? That's what you're saying. No, I wasn't. If I was, I would stop them. Okay. I'm glad you understood. No, what I understood is the fact you're lying. What? It was hard to watch. But when I heard about it from her, there were some points that didn't make sense to me. So I checked it over and over. Oh, here comes the perfect brother. I can't believe you watch your sister like that over and over again. Shut up. There's a mirror in the bedroom, right? Yes, there is. I saw your reflection in it. What? You with your phone in your hand, grinning at them. There's a reflection in the mirror. You were lying. Don't you want to see the screenshot? No way. I wasn't there. Admit it already. You forced her to do it, didn't you? I guess I have no choice. I'll tell you the truth then. What? I was told to film them while they do it. You pervert sister wanted me to do so. It was hard to watch. Now you came up with another lie. It's all her fault. I'm the victim. You're not going to admit it, aren't you? I didn't do anything. I was hoping we could talk it out, but I guess not. There's nothing to talk about. I'm just a poor husband who's been hurt. Mama just sent me a proof. Proof of what? I don't know what's on her phone. There's nothing. It's her old phone she had before the new one. She saved it to the cloud using the old one. What the? You didn't come up with it, didn't you? That bitch. I can't believe she was hiding that. The voice yelling her to put the kid down. The sound of when you hit her. The sound of Amanda crying. It's also unbearable to listen to. I don't remember any of this. Maybe I have a trouble with memorizing. The doctor said there are obvious signs of violence. You only went to the parts when people can see. I don't remember any of that. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I should go see a psychiatrist. Even the way you try to run away is whack. Thanks to you, I don't have a tiny bit of sympathy for you. What do you mean? I came here prepared to get busted by the cops. I wasn't going home until I beat the shit out of you. We're here. You didn't come to my house, did you? Come on, it's not my fault. I parked at the front. I'm not going to unlock the door. If you do anything, I'll call the police. Go ahead, just save my time. You can't put me into jail only with that recording. Let's give it a try. I want to see how it goes. No, James, let's calm down for now. We are a whole family after all, right? You're not my family. I understood. I admit it all. Amanda is right. I did what I did out of love for her. James, you forgive me, will you? You can't be serious. Please. Amanda is my precious little sister. Yes. Do you have any idea how carefully I protected her? After we lost our parents, her smile disappeared. Do you know how hard it was to bring it back on her face? I understood. It should be hard. So please forgive me already. I will never forgive you for ruining that smile. But you don't want to do anything violent. That will put you into the jail too. So let's cool down, okay? That's for sure. You're alright. I can get caught. I've changed my mind. I'm glad to hear that. I won't call the police. Thank you very much. That's my brother-in-law. I'll let you off the hook. Just one place you can hang with me. Of course. I'll come to any place but the police. I'll be waiting for you downstairs. Come on down. You won't cheat me, will you? Absolutely not. I promise I won't go to the police. Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. After putting Jordan in the car, I drove to a certain place. I left Jordan with this person. As it turns out, he is no longer in Japan. He will spend the rest of his life in an underground labor facility. I will have him spend the rest of his life here without seeing the sun ever again. It's actually impossible to rescue him. Don't ask me how I could do such a thing. But I can say one thing. There's a world we can even imagine. And there are people out there making a living doing it. Maybe not a lot, but not so little. Jordan is reported missing. But there are about 80,000 missing persons in Japan each year. There are many people in this world who should be prioritized in the search than Jordan. It must have felt good to have my sister under his control. But now that he is the one being controlled, I wonder how he feels. I have no way to ask him about it though. My sister is recovered well. She stayed with us for a while. But we haven't heard from him. So she thinks he left her. And she went back to her house and living a peaceful life. Amanda, you don't have to be afraid anymore. He will never come back.